So you get a call to respond to a campground where there is an 11-year-old boy who is apparently complaining of difficulty breathing. As far as you know, the scene is safe, but please assess when you get there.
Okay, perfect. So when I get on scene, I'm going to ensure the scene is safe. I got to have BSI, standard precautions.
Mm-hmm.
When I arrive to the scene, hey buddy, what's going on? What can you tell me is going on today?
I'm just battling to breathe.
You're just battling to breathe a little bit, just labor intensive breathing.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, I've established that the patient is conscious. They're ANO times 4 because they're sitting there and talking to me. So there's no need to go through that because I've already established that. Since they're breathing very heavy and they're having a hard time breathing, I'm going to administer high flow of oxygen and be a non-rebreather mask, 15 liters a minute, and going to see if that helps.
Okay.
So I've administered that. I'm going to roll right into, since this is an 11-year-old child, it'd probably be more beneficial to gain information from the parents. So I'll probably gather my sample history from them.
Okay.
So right off the bat, is he allergic to anything by any chance?
He's allergic to bees.
He's allergic to bees?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And while I'm getting this history, I'm still monitoring the patient's general impression. How is it so far as in terms of breathing?
He's still breathing really fast and shallow, but it seems like the oxygen is calming him down.
Okay, so it's calming him down a little bit. So we established he's allergic to bees.
Mm-hmm.
That might hint to something for a second. So, ma'am, does he take any medications for anything?
I mean, we give him his gummy vitamins, but he does have an EpiPen. I have it in my purse somewhere.
Okay, would you mind going and getting that for me, please?
Of course.
So while the mother goes and retrieves the EpiPen, I'll still continue asking the father or next of kin of the history.
Okay.
So, when's the last time you had anything to eat or drink?
We had some sandwiches about 15 minutes ago, my wife and me and my boy.
Okay, and this started happening just within the past 5 to 10 minutes, roughly?
Yep, it started about maybe 5, maybe 8 minutes ago. We were eating and he just kind of grabbed his arm, and now this whole stuff is going on.
Okay, and at this, earlier I would have established, since 11-year-old having difficulty breathing, I would have contacted ALS and had them be en route to the scene. I'm going to roll right into my OPQRST. So onset, we've already established that this started to occur within the past 15 minutes. I'm going to go, does any position seem to make him feel better at all? So
Whenever
sitting up or laying down.
Yep, if he's sitting in a tripod position, it seems like his breathing comes a little easier.
Alrighty, so as terms of pain, if he's experiencing any, is it pretty much focused where he got stung?
So what he's going to tell you is he feels like a stabby pain is what the boy says on his arm, and it looks like he's been stung by a bee. But the biggest issue is that his breathing really hurts and it's making him anxious.
Okay. And has the mother came back with the EpiPen yet?
I'm back. Hello. Here you go, sir.
So at this point, I'm going to temporarily pause my assessment, and I'm going to obtain the EpiPen from the mother, pending my standing orders, or if I can contact medical control. We'll determine whether or not I can administer the EpiPen. For this case, we'll just say that our standing orders say that we can.
Perfect.
In the area that we're in. So administering the EpiPen, I will immediately intramuscularly, mid-thigh, axillary side. This is my EpiPen here. I'll stab and hold for 10 seconds to administer the full dosage of EpiPen. I'll then remove and just massage the area to make sure if it's a little tender and painful, just to make sure that that's all good. So I've administered the EpiPen. What is the patient's general impression right now?
So after a couple of minutes, you notice that his breathing seems to be better. The oxygen's helping. He seems a little less stressed.
Okay, so at this point, if the patient is comfortable and they do not need a high flow of oxygen, we'll then downgrade to a nasal cannula via 2 to 6 liters for oxygen, and then we'll continue with our assessment.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey buddy, could you tell me if the pain is still there by any chance, or if it's kind of gone away a little bit?
It's easing. It's still a little sore.
Still a little sore? Okay. And on a scale of 1 to 10, could you tell me kind of how bad it's hurting?
Maybe
still?
a 4.
Maybe a 4 now? Okay. So after this point, we then establish vitals. So what is the patient's blood pressure?
So his blood pressure is about 130 over 82.
Okay. And being that the patient is 11 years old, that is a very standard blood pressure for the patient.
Mm-hmm.
What is a pulse?
His pulse is a little bit high for him. We're looking at 68.
Okay. And I would gather the pulse via, can I see your wrist real quick, buddy? Via radial pulse, and I would feel it for about 15 seconds and then multiply whatever number I got by 4.
Correct.
So I got that. And then respirations, what are we looking at?
So when you listen, you note that there's a bit of striation still, but it seems to be mild. And then you're looking at 15 respirations a minute.
Okay, so then I would auscultate real quick with my handy dandy stethoscope,
Yes.
auscultating. So after I've auscultated, I note right off the bat that the wheezing that I heard starting out this assessment has decreased. Respirations sound a little bit more normal. So at this point, I would continue to reassess the patient every 3 to 5 minutes and continue to do so and continue administering oxygen and wait for ALS to be interrupted.
Perfect.
And I'm going to index this scenario.
Awesome.